Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki here, and today I'm excited to take you on the journey of organizing with me in my dining room. Finally, my cabinet came so that now all of the chaos in the dining room can be resolved and all of my white entertaining pieces and dishware now can get into their new home. So I'm excited to take you on this journey of organizing with me. So let's get started. So friends, I thought it would be super fun to have you organize this cabinet with me because you have been with me so many years, so many of you, and we have seen some of the pieces come and go and the entertaining closet, and now to see that closet transition into the dining room, which I'm super excited about. But it has been a little chaotic while waiting for the process. My cabinet in the background there you see finally came, but dishes were everywhere in the dining room, in the chairs, on the floor, on the table. And so now it's about being able to take it and get it into its new home. And so for my new subscribers, definitely check out my home entertaining closet video. I'll link it below, and that will kind of show you how things look before. I transitioned all of those things now to my dining room, which I think I'm really going to love because when I go to do a tablescape or set up a buffet, everything is right there. So my thought is to really start with the bigger pieces and get the bigger pieces settled. I have my silver pieces in the buffet over there. Still need to put the legs on that, so we're going to do that this weekend. So this white piece in the background is where I want to kind of house all of those entertaining pieces that you're looking at here. Some of these have been with me for so many years. Some of them have had over the last year, so it's just a combination of things. But it's all of those things that I love to grab when I'm creating that buffet or that tablescape and trying to put all that food out. And so that's where I want it to be housed in this buffet. But I want it to be beautifully displayed so that I can really enjoy the process when I'm entertaining. I am going to love being able to not have to go from room to room when I'm setting up the dining room for dinner or for a buffet or anything like that. It's really going to be a lot of fun. So as you can see, there's things in the chair, there's things on the table. And so what I want to do is I want to start with the larger pieces. I think that's the smartest thing to do. Now I do have cabinets under. I started putting some of my glassware in there, but I still need to rearrange it. So definitely you and I will be working with that also. But I love that the cabinet has all of these bottom cabinet space also. I am changing the hardware and the hinges out to more so match the kind of style that I have in this space. And friends, the reason why I have a good bit of white dishware is because I love to entertain, and I love white dishes because they make my food pop and they're interchangeable. So you don't have to have the same brand and you can still make a beautiful buffet. And so that's why you'll tend to see that I either have silver, pieces, or I have white dishware. And that's just kind of how I've always been. So let's start putting things in place. I don't know if I'm going to style the top. I know that I'm not going to do that today. It's about getting everything in place in a beautiful way, and then I may make some tweaks as I finalize the dining room. But today, you and our goal is to just beautifully organize and arrange the items in this buffet. So let's start with our larger pieces. This is a bowl that I believe that I got it from At Home store. It's really huge and it's great. It's great for so many things. It's great for a big pasta. It's great for a salad. It's great to put bread in. So it's really deep and it can just really take you far. So I'm going to try to put the big pieces throughout the entire buffet on the top piece there. And so I thought that it fit up on the top, so I thought that that was perfect. The next large piece here, again, I think it's one of those at-home pieces. I love their white dishware. I also like Marshalls and TJ Maxx. I love Bed Bath & Beyond. Those are kind of my go-tos. Target. This piece actually is from Target, from that Threshold line. And this is it's not as big as the other two, but it does have a nice size to it. I'll link this below, and any of the other dishes that I can think about, that I can find rather, I'll link them below in the description box in case you're interested. So those three pieces I think would be nice on the top. Again, it's not a huge amount of space there. Now this is huge. And so this is another one of those pieces that you can use for so many things. You can kind of slice up your lasagna if you're doing a buffet and put the lasagna in there. It's just so many uses for it. Now I think that would be great to be in the center. So again, I'm just playing around and just trying to see where I want to put things. Now I do have a couple of pictures and crafts that I love to use, and I like to have a good selection of those because sometimes when I'm sitting out drinks, whether it's breakfast, I like to have apple juice and orange juice. And I can't really remember where this one is from, but it might be one of those Home Goods finds. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe even Bed Bath & Beyond. If I can find it at Bed Bath & Beyond, then I'll link it below. But it's a nice size. And so my thought is grouping some of my pictures and crafts together on one shelf. And so I did adjust the shelves a little bit so that I could do that. This one here, I definitely think this is a Bed Bath & Beyond one. If you have not shopped in there for white dishware, they have some really beautiful pieces. So I'm going to try to put maybe 3 on this shelf, and I think that's probably the max. Many of you may know this one here. I've had this for several years. It is a smaller version, so it's really not that big. And I hope you can tell from the camera, it's about the size of my hand, but it's great for those breakfast tablescapes or eating out back. And so definitely a keeper. And so I think I'm gonna leave the 3 there. Now these shelves here are adjustable, but the 2 up the top are not. So they're gonna be perfect for my platters and things like that. But I love this big open space. So I'm thinking my ginger jar will be perfect in there, and then my platters up top. Now, I love a white ginger jar, and the reason why, you may notice this from my office and things like that, they make great canisters for like cookies during Christmas time, or if you're entertaining on your coffee bar for biscotti. And so when you're buying those ginger jars for that purpose, you just want to make sure that it's easy to put your hand in and grab. And so once you give it that test and it works, then go with it, because they're a beautiful way to display your cookies and different things like that, even candies and stuff like that. I am going to get another 2. I have some bigger ones that I have at the office, but I want to keep them there. But I'm going to get some others to go on that shelf, so it may look a little empty for now. So friends, now let's get the trays put away, because I have a good bit of trays. These I got from World Market, the smaller ones. The larger one, I can't really remember where I got it from. I've had it so long. And then I have, of course, my egg tray, which this is a Bed Bath & Beyond find. I'll try to link that below, and some other platters. Now this piece, I don't think, friends, it's gonna stay in the dining room. It just, to me, seems out of place. It's beautiful, but I just don't want it for in here. And I don't think I'm gonna add that carafe to that shelf because it just seems heavy. I might put that below. Now these bowls here are huge, and you might remember these. These are, I think, from that Strawberry Street, I think it is, you find in Home Goods and Marshalls all the time. I've had these things so many years, but they are huge and they are so useful when you're entertaining. I have 2 of them. They're absolutely beautiful. So I think I'm going to put those on the top shelf because, like I said, up top is perfect for kind of grouping the trays. And so I want it to look very minimal, but I want it to be easy to get to and just look really beautiful. So these trays, the smaller ones here that I got from World Market, and again, these are perfect when you're trying to just have those little platters. I'm going to take that grouping, and I'm just going to make that home right there for them. And the wonderful thing about it, if I want some more, I can get some more. You see all that space I have, and I love those trays. I use them all the time. And then also the big tray I'm going to put in the center. Now this is a boat bowl that I have here that I've had for so many years that I love. Again, great for so many things, such as that buffet, or if you're making kind of any type of dish, you can kind of, you don't want to put it in the oven, but you can definitely serve it, use it as a serving piece. And so this is going to go, I think, into one of those narrow shelves because I think it would fit down at the bottom perfectly. So friends, I feel like it's coming together. You know, I feel like it's really starting to come to life. And I love that the table is starting to get a little more empty. You know, we do still have a ways to go, but we're getting there. And so I want to, some of this stuff is going to go down below, but I'm really trying to shop those larger pieces that I really want in that whole display area. Again, I may come back and style this a little more, bring a little color in somehow, subtle in my kind of way, but I'm not sure about that yet. I'm about just placing the pieces kind of where I want them, and that cake plate is going right up there up top, along with just kind of grouping 2 of my bowls in that little side shelf there. I think they look cute together. And friends, do you remember these bowls that I used? I think it was last Christmas, I believe it was. I found these in a group, I want to say at Ross, and I got a good set of them. I got 2 large ones, 2 mediums and smalls. So what I wanted to do, because it's so many of these bowls, is make it convenient for myself when I want to set up a buffet with them. So I'm going to group them here, stacked inside of each other, and then just keep the 2 large bowls and the medium bowl visible. But then all the other bowls will be down within the, the larger bowls. So it's a great way to save space. So this is something, if you have that buffet and you want to kind of keep what you're looking at a minimal, but store a lot of things, stackable works. So when you're buying those white entertaining pieces, think about buying things that are your core things, like bowls that are able to stack within each other. So as you can see, you only seen 3 bowls, but they're really probably about 9 or 10 of them there. Now this is not going to stay here. I don't want to scare you with this. This I grabbed from my kitchen. I want to use this just to try to see if I wanted to stand the tray up in here. I ordered some white simple easels that I'm going to use to sit the platter up, and I'm thinking I might try to put maybe 1, 2, or 3 platters here, depends. I don't want it to look cluttered, or I may just stay with this one platter, but I'm just using this one here to store them temporarily, just to keep them off of the table and out of the dining room area until my easels come in. So when I show you the reveal and finish of the dining room, I will show you the finished look of this. So just ignore how it looks right now with the platters. So friends, I think we're at a stopping point with the upper part of the cabinet right now. I think it's time to move low now. Again, I will probably be doing some styling and tweaking. You see, we do have things in the chairs. We have another tray. We also have some other dishware. I think we also have my, if I'm not mistaken, yep, we have my marble platter there. So we're going to work down below now. And you all remember my little pumpkin bowls that I got from Pier 1 several years ago. And these are going to go right here on the first shelf. I knew that I wanted these right here. So I have a set of 6 of those. And in my dining room, I always had a serving of 6. And so that's what I tend to buy. And that's what I encourage you to do. You know, when you shop, tend to, buy what your setting is. If you have a setting for 10 in your dining room, then when you shop for dishes and things like that, make sure to shop for 10. And so the other thing I have is these beautiful little bowls that have that fall feel to them. So they're appropriate to be by the pumpkins. And then also, I usually use this for creamer, so you would think it would be on the coffee bar, but a lot of times I'm using it when I'm entertaining, so I feel like they more so fit right here. And then of course, my little V bowls here that I've had so many years. I think I want to say I got those at Home Goods, so many years ago. And then these are small. They're not mini, but they're smaller serving bowls, which are great for Mike and I because it's just, he and I. Sometimes when I'm kind of creating tablescapes for us, those are really handy. Along with our I call these our grit bowls. We love to fix grits in these. It's just really nice to be on the back porch with these. And so, and they do have a fall feel also, but they're great for the summer. And so I'm going to keep these down here also. I only have 2 of them just for me and Mike. And so when I'm doing entertaining for he and I, these are the ones that I usually pull out. And then remember that graph that I said I was not going to put up with the other ones. I'm just going to sit that there because I definitely use it. I just didn't want it to look overwhelming in the open shelving up top. So that is that space. And now let's move on to the other side. And so I'm going to play around with it. I know the items that I want to put in here, but it's just what is the best way to place them. This is a cute little bowl that's great to put your butter in for a breakfast tablescape or jelly. I love that it has a little built-in bowl there, so it makes it convenient. And so I have 4 of those. And the reason why I have 4 is because sometimes I like to do them in the kitchen and give everybody their individual little condiment containers, sometimes for casual entertaining. So I do like all 4. And I think I'm 100% sure, I believe that this is a Tuesday morning find that I had got a couple years ago. Of course, my little basket, I always love that for muffins. And then my little tray with the chrome handles is a must keeper. And so I am just trying to figure out at this point where to put everything under here. And so I know I had a secondary cake plate, and so I'm just kind of squeezing that in, but I'm not really happy with how that looks. And so I'm going to play around with this a little bit because I really feel like I can maximize more space here. And it's key with this that I want it to be able to just open it and see my things and easily be able to get to them. I don't want it to be cluttered or overwhelmed. If I do decide to buy something new, if I don't have a place for it, then something has to go. And when I decide what will go, it will be that thing that I really have not used in years, or I feel like I know I am no longer in love with. So I always know that I will figure it out, but sometimes it's just about moving things around and working it out, sitting back, looking at it, not getting frustrated, but enjoying the process. I enjoy the process of organizing my spaces and being creative, and when something doesn't work, trying to find a way to make it work. And so that is my actual marble cheese board there. And so everything ended up like this. I ended up stacking some things, and I love how it works because I'm still able to get to everything, and they're grouped by like items. So I can check this cabinet definitely off the list as a success, because when I look in here now, it makes me happy. It's very just to the point. It's what I need, and it all has a home. So that is the most important thing. It all has a home in a beautiful way. Now, the last cabinet here was intended for my glassware, which I don't have a lot of glass entertaining pieces. Along with, I do have these marble plate stands that are adjustable. You see the knob on the side, so they go high and low, which makes for a beautiful buffet. And so I have those 3 on top and 1 on bottom because that's the best arrangement that I could get. Could not fit all 4 of them together, but that's totally fine. They're all kind of in the same cabinet, so that works. And then my silver bucket that I wasn't quite ready. I had thought I was gonna move that on, but then I was like, no, I don't think I'm quite ready to move it on. So it looks beautiful grouped here with the marble stands. And then on the other side, I have my glassware. These are stackable bowls here. I have my olive bowl, which sometimes I use for strawberries in the summer. Also another glass serving bowl here. And then I have my glass carafes in the back. And so with the glass, I really keep it to a minimal. And so that's all I have in my little stash. And I am very happy with it. And so on the bottom, you see I do have my glass bowl down there too that I had took from my kitchen. That's also been placed down there. So friends, the only thing left is this one little piece, which I know is not going to stay in here. So I'm going to move it to another part of the house, or if I decide that I'm not going to try to make it fit somewhere, I'll go ahead and move it on to a new home. But I am happy with the progress that I made today, and I'm especially happy because you were able to join me on my organizing mission for today. So thank you for keeping me company and for being on my kind of organizing mission around my home. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button along with the bell. I share things all home organization, home decor, everything about the home. And friends, I hope that you all are doing great. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.